Fellow Kenyans, brothers and sisters, we have all come to the profound realization that our country is on sale. Shockingly, the buyer is also the seller. Kenya yetu inauzwa, na cha kushangaza muuzaji ndiye mnunuzi. In the year 2013, a group of powerful individuals sat in a room and made a plan to be the wealthiest men in the world, to the disenfranchisement of many Kenyans. They hatched a grand scheme that would earn them an empire only similar to the Russian oligarchs. It was simple. Steal as much as you can, make Kenya poor as much as you can, then bring back the money that has been stolen and buy everything that is valuable in Kenya, then dominate the people as their landlords. However, they had to overcome one obstacle. Kenya had just received a new constitution, which required every shilling of revenue, including money borrowed, to be deposited in the consolidated fund. From there, it would be allocated by Parliament to the recurrent and development expenditure, withdrawals of which would be made with the approval of the Controller of Budget, and the Auditor General would audit it. These individuals decided to cheat the law. They tasked the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, then the Chairman of Budget, to table and pass an amendment to the Public Finance Management Act, which will allow them to open government accounts abroad and to even spend abroad. The unconstitutional law allowed them to open several accounts across the world without parliamentary approval, borrowing money on behalf of the people of Kenya, stealing it without getting to the consolidated fund. A very convenient escape from the Controller of Budget and the Auditor General's audit. Since that time, fellow Kenyans, our country has been robbed in a despicable manner. So much money has been stolen that the figures look absolutely unbelievable. It is even difficult for me as Morara Kebasu to make Kenyans understand the magnitude and billions of trillions when most of them have never touched a million shillings in their life. This money was stashed abroad in bank accounts across various continents, from Hong Kong to Cayman Islands, to Jersey City, to Dubai, to Panama, to Malta. Money was stolen and kept abroad. This money was meant for your health care. It was meant for your children's education. It was meant for your own education. It was meant for development projects across the nation that would save Kenya and that would give millions of jobs. And it was stolen with uttermost greed and reckless abandon. Our country has been deliberately made poor. Why? It is because they want to make it cheap for the buyer. State corporations that employ very many Kenyans have been run down to intentionally make losses so that these individuals can justify privatization of these institutions. The hyenas of Kenya have decided they want to eat their own children, and they have accused them of smelling like goats. Unfortunately, the hyenas want to eat everything, including national assets that are sensitive to national security. A case in point is the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. The Kenyan law does not permit any Kenyan to buy.
In an explosive address to Kenyans, Morara Kebasu paints a grim picture of the country's economic and political landscape. He opens on declaring that Kenya is on sale and accuses a small group of powerful individuals of conspiring conspiring to dominate the country well since 2013. According to him, this group devised a scheme to amass vast fortunes by looting public resources, running down state corporations and purchasing valuable national assets through proxies, ultimately leaving many Kenyans impoverished. Morara reveals that the key obstacle to these plans was the 2010 constitution, which required all government revenue to be deposited in a consolidated fund and subjected to a parliament oversight. To circumvent this, an constitutional amendment to the Public Finance Management Act was passed, allowing these elites to open secret foreign accounts and siphon billions of shillings out of the country by bypassing oversight by the Controller of Budget and the Auditor General. He further claims that state corporations such as Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and various sugar companies have been deliberately run down to justify their privatization. The assets are alleged being sold to foreign investors who are actually local elites hiding behind foreign identities. Morara asserts that their privatizations are part of grand scheme to state capture and money laundering, which is enriching a few at the expense of the broader Kenyan public. The stolen funds, Morala continues, were intended for crucial public service such as healthcare and education, but instead have been stashed abroad in various tax havens. The looting has left Kenya's economy in tatters, which, with natural resources like gold and petroleum, sold off to foreign powers. Morara calls its deliberate strategy to keep the country poor, allowing the wealthy elite to build empires and pass down their riches to the future generations. Well, to summarize this, he appealed to Kenyans to rise up against corruption, tribalism, and poor governance. He urges citizens to liberate themselves from the grip of these elites, warning that failure to act now will condemn future generations to poverty. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.